Time for a Liverpool preview. We're heading to Anfield and Wayne Rooney is suddenly in the form of his life, or at least it's the best he's played in 3 games the last 5 years or so. What's happened? Why are we seeing a new Wayne Rooney? Is this going to last, or is this just a momentary blip after New Year's? Adam, what do you think?
The thing that delighted me the most was his second goal yesterday, because that was typical Wayne Rooney and he looked like he was enjoying it out there. I think yesterday, this isn't a dig at Wayne Rooney, this is at Manchester United, by the way. I think yesterday we were helped by the fact that Newcastle aren't a very good team. They were all over the place. We were all over the place at the back. And it made for a very entertaining game. Feels like a defeat. But Wayne Rooney, it's great to have him in form, if you could call it form. Obviously, he's got 4 goals in 3 games. But for me, it's more about the performances. Even when he wasn't scoring, I was saying, normally Wayne Rooney performs for you. And yesterday, his all-round performance was good. So even if you took away the penalty and you took away his other goal, his all-round performance was actually decent. And he was bringing players in. His cutback for Jesse Lingard was good. Superb. So it's good to see Wayne Rooney playing well again. Whether that means he's back, I'm not going to speak too soon. We've got a difficult game against Liverpool coming up. I'm just glad that he's scoring because we need that going into this game.
Okay, Howson, what do you think? Wayne Rooney?
I agree with Adam. He did have a great game yesterday, but these games are too few and far between. He's not showing the level of consistency that you expect from a player of his reputation at this stage of his career. He is declining, and he's declining faster than you should really expect for someone that's as relatively young as he is, really. I do think we are looking at the end of Wayne Rooney, and you're going to get performances like this. People are far too quick to say, "Oh, you wrote him off, and look what he did." Well, yeah, it happens. He's still a very, very good player. He's just not the player he once was. And I think there is more to Wayne Rooney being at the club being a problem than just his lack of performances and his inevitable decline. So I don't think this is a new Rooney. I don't think this is him going to now start and score 25 goals and rekindle 2010 or anything like that. I do think he's probably going to get us a decent return of goals because we are still a good team. We will score goals. You've got to think December was a blip and it's not the norm that we've seen under Louis van Gaal's reign. So we have turned a little bit of a corner. Rooney might have himself found a little bit of form, but let's not kid ourselves. He is not the Messiah and he will not be in the Ballon d'Or rankings come the end of next year.
On that point, yeah, can I also make a point on that? Earlier on in the season, when Wayne Rooney wasn't scoring, I kept saying, look, let's stick with him. He'll eventually come good. And only recently I've been saying, look, Wayne Rooney's all-round performances haven't been good enough. He shouldn't be playing. And I've been getting people saying, oh, Rooney scored yesterday in my mentions. Oh, what are you saying now? What about Wayne Rooney? It's like, we still support him. We just see him every week putting dog shit performances. And we're fed up of it. But seeing him put in performances like that yesterday, obviously it makes us happy as well because we want to see that Wayne Rooney.
Guys, if Rooney plays bad, you're going to come out and say Rooney didn't have a good game. If Rooney plays good, you're going to come out and say Wayne Rooney had a good game. That's just how it works. Just because he had a bad few games doesn't mean you can't say that he had a good game. And I think that you can't sort of like...
Guys, that's not how it works.
I know, mate.
Not how it works.
Not with some internet
not
people.
On internet.
I don't think you can say that Wayne Rooney's back just in the same way as you can't say that Smalling is now absolutely crap because he had a bad game yesterday and he's had a brilliant season. Same with Wayne Rooney, but the opposite.
Far too much common sense being spoke there, mate.
That's what I'm just, and that's what I'm saying. So I think that I can't really say you can call it good form either. I don't think he's done it for long enough. If he performs at Anfield, then maybe we can say, right, Wayne Rooney's in a good run of form. Let's hope he can keep this momentum going. Because I think he's the type of player that really, relies on that momentum a little bit. But he was absolutely fantastic yesterday. I thought he absolutely ran the show, and that goal just typifies his performance. And then what I liked as well in the last 15 minutes, there were periods where he was being played behind the striker. As well, and he actually performed really well there. So many times this season we've been frustrated because he's been played in about 5 different positions and not performed in any. Yesterday he was in a few different positions and performed really well in every single one. So hopefully he can carry that on to the Liverpool game, and especially with the injuries that they've got in their defence, a pumped up, motivated Wayne Rooney could really, really cause them problems.
Okay, what I like as well, the two. Sorry, Sam. The 2 penalties. Forget the 2 penalties. Look at his other 2 goals. One was the back heel, one was he smashed it into the top corner. Yeah. they're goals that will give him confidence in his ability. The only thing is, we've got to play the right football. Wayne Rooney yesterday, he had United when we were breaking at pace. So he's going to look better when he's got players moving around him, when he doesn't have to think about things too long. The problem for United has been when we got two banks of four sat in front of us and we don't know what the hell to do anymore. And that's when it becomes people have to start thinking about what they're doing and then they don't know what they're doing. So that's what we need, a Wayne Rooney that's just playing off the cuff.
Okay, lots to think about. You guys know how the comments work. Get in there. Right, now let's talk about another man who divides opinion, but maybe the divide is less 50-50. Marouane Fellaini. Is he becoming undroppable to Louis van Gaal? Because he doesn't necessarily start every game, but when he does start, no matter what he's doing on the pitch, we rarely see him taken off. And he does play games for us, and that makes me sad.
If it was someone like Herrera or Mata or anyone apart from Rooney, who was in the same position yesterday as Marouane Fellaini was, picks up an early yellow card and then is persistently fouling, Louis van Gaal would have brought them off. And I just don't understand why Louis van Gaal kept Fellaini on the pitch for that long for me. Herrera came off. I'm presuming that must be fitness, but even a tiring Herrera who can barely run is better than Marouane Fellaini. And I just feel like we had so many different options. Even something like putting Herrera back with Morgan Schneidlin and then playing someone behind the striker, like even someone like Andreas Pereira. I'd prefer to see that than Marouane Fellaini in the team. Yesterday, his one major quality, his heading, is what really let him down at times. That's meant to be the only thing he's good at because he can't tackle, dribble, or pass.
That is a myth.
And I'm not being funny, but the heading, he headed it straight to the Newcastle player for the equaliser. I think it was Wijnaldum. And then he had a free header to wrap up the game. And how is he not scoring that? He's even got springs on his head with his afro. So I just don't understand how that isn't going into the back of the net for me. And for me, yesterday, it was an absolutely dreadful performance. Even like there's such the simple things, the 5-yard passes. Even if they actually got to their man, it'll be like, you know, have you ever had, I'm not being like sexist here, but have you ever had a girlfriend who's like never played football before and you've like passed her the ball and she's gone to kick it? That's how Marouane Fellaini kicks a football.
That's how you kick a football.
Well, yeah, that's how I kick a football, yeah. I do a better job in that midfield than him, though, seriously, man. And I just don't want him to start.
This conversation has reached some strange places, so let's move it on to Howson.
He was a poor performer yesterday, but he wasn't alone. I think we're seeing him as the villain because he had the chance to put the game beyond all doubt and didn't take that chance. Jesse Lingard also didn't take that chance. But he just does a lot of bewildering things. It was at one occasion in the final third in Newcastle, the ball gets played back to him and he just kicks it out for a throw-in and you're just like...
Yeah.
I don't see this on Ronaldo's highlights. I don't see this on other play. I don't see this sort of basic schoolboy nonsense from many other elite players. And as Manchester United, how we still tolerate that is beyond me. We've got to have better technical footballers in the academy and on the bench than what Marouane Fellaini's offering. Now, he might be offering that physical presence that we occasionally do lack, admittedly. We do look like we've got a bit of a soft centre at times, so maybe he's in there for that. But Barcelona did okay, didn't they, without having any big hard man in the team? So
the shit, them.
Yeah. So why do we need this stupidly disproportionate thing playing for us? I can't understand it. I really can't understand how he's still getting games. And like Gaz said, yesterday I was hoping beyond all hope that he would play Herrera and Schneidlin as a midfield two. I thought they would complement each other pretty well. Then you could play even Mata or Rooney in the number 10 position and you wouldn't have to deal with Fellaini playing, but wasn't to be.
No. Adam, do you want to weigh in on Fellaini? Seems like
it
might well be
I'm not going to go on too long because he does obviously get a lot of abuse, which isn't fair as well. But the facts are he's not good enough to be a Manchester United player. It's a myth that he's good in the air because he's not good in the air. I was watching last week at Sheffield United, against Sheffield United at Old Trafford. I remember he was the last man on the back post. The ball come diagonal from Daily Blind, I think it was. He's gone up for the header, and then he's ducked out of it, and it's gone for a goal kick, and I'm thinking, it was just like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why have you done that? And he does things that don't make sense. And then you've got the fact he's playing in central midfield. He's trying to enforce the game. He's trying to make things happen. It's not happening. Yesterday, Morgan Schneiderlin was not given enough help from the midfield. That's also Ander Herrera's fault, but not as much Ander Herrera's fault as it is Fellaini's fault, because Herrera was playing as a number 10. Fellaini was playing as a central midfielder. He's apparently physical. No, he's not. He's apparently
He is
good,
physical, but
He's
what he ends
not.
up doing is making fouls.
He
Yeah,
does do a
like
lot of fouls.
yesterday, he was scared to tackle in the second half in case he got sent off. So why
was he on the
take
pitch?
him off? Yeah, like what's going on? Like it doesn't. What does Louis see in him? That's what I want to know. And I don't think it's a good foot. I don't know what it is.
I know we've gone
Can't
on
be
for
a good
ages.
footballer.
I know we've gone on for ages, but I'll tell you what I would absolutely love to see. I'd love for us to sign a defender and then for us to move Daley Blind in the centre midfield. I'd love to see Daley Blind alongside Morgan Schneiderlin. I think that would just have everything as a pairing.
I think that would be a
Players
little
played
bit
in
too
their right
aggressive still.
position.
Don't think such silly things, Gaz. You'll upset yourself. Right, let's talk about this match then. Who are we going to play? Howson. Do we see Fellaini in your starting 11?
Not in 1,000 years, mate.
Guarantee he starts.
I guarantee that is his first name on the team sheet for Louis now. Like, bosh, there we go. Obviously, the standard in net, back four. I'm going to keep banging the drum for Varela. He was fantastic for the under-21 this week.
Sorry, mate. Ashley Young.
What?
I mean, like, I know that yesterday maybe you made a couple of defensive errors, but surely you're backing Ashley Young as a right back in the next game.
No, I'm not. I want to play a right back at right back. I know that's a novel idea, but how about we play a defender in defence?
All right,
old-fashioned.
go on. What?
Damian at left back, Blind and Smalling, and then I want to see Schneiderlin and Herrera at some point, if possible, as my midfield pairing. I want to see Mata or Rooney as my number 10, and if it is Rooney, then Mata on the right. Memphis has got to start on the left, and Anthony Martial up front. Simple as that.
Please, just please.
All right,
Please.
lovely.
Please, Marshall up front.
Gaz.
Well, I'd put Marshall on the right. I'd put De Gea in goal, Ashley Young right back, Smalling, Blint centre halves, Damian left back, same back five. Schweinsteiger and Schneidlin as the two centre midfielders. I'm not sure if Schweinsteiger's back from injury, but I've put him in because if he is back, we need him for a game like this at Anfield. Love to see him play against Liverpool as well. It'll be great. I've put Marshall on the right, Memphis on the left, and Herrera playing behind Wayne Rooney. I think that Memphis, he's come on the last two games and he made that goal for Rooney yesterday by... It's weird because he gets it and at times you sort of gets to a point, and the same with Anthony Martial, where you know what he's going to do, but the good players can still find a way to do what, even if you can see it coming. And Anthony Martial does it, and Memphis hasn't been able to. And yesterday we saw him actually cutting inside quite successfully. So hopefully we can see him do it against Liverpool as well.
Okay. Adam, what do you think of those teams?
I don't want to see Ashley Young start at fullback in this game. I did against Newcastle because I thought we could get at them from that area of the pitch. Against Liverpool, you need to be a bit more clever in defence and how we go about it. And you'll get the likes of Coutinho and Firmino dropping out wide, floating into these places. And if Ashley Young's playing there, he's not a natural fullback, so this is a dig at him. But if he's there and he's out of position, then we're going to get exposed from them areas. If we play anything like we did against Newcastle, it's going to be another high-scoring game, because Liverpool will be doing the same. The only problem is Liverpool have got better players in attacking areas. So we need to take our chances in this game. It's going to be difficult. I want Martial to be playing through the middle for that fact alone. Against Liverpool last year, obviously they got a different manager, but they'll play the high-press game. That will be similar. So we're going to get a lot of opportunities where we can just break on them. So if we use Martial's speed, maybe even Memphis's as well. I think Memphis has looked good when he's come on as a sub recently. Then we can hopefully get at them. But these are the games that I just hate, because unless you win, you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Even when we're winning titles, like
Boys, we're going
you go
to
to Anfield, you
fine.
lose. Oh,
We'll be fine.
this
It's
feels
one,
sick.
it's one good. Right, let's talk about Liverpool. They've got loads of injuries and a new manager from the last time we played them. What is everybody thinking?
I think they'd shit it at a front four of Rooney, Memphis, Herrera, and Marshall. I think the back four that they play, whoever they actually cobble together, they'll be quite intimidated by that front four. So I think that there's a lot of pace in there. there's a lot of, well, Herrera especially is just a little terrier. He'll be hounding them all game. So I think you need to play that front four, or even if he's not going to play Memphis, I think even if he plays the same like front four as he did against Newcastle with Jesse Lingard as well, I think that he works really hard, and that's sort of the team we need to play and really, expose their injuries. But yeah, like Adam mentioned, we need to worry about their attacking force as well. I mean, I have never ever clapped a Liverpool goal in my life, but I very nearly saw my hands going to that position when Benteke scored that goal at Old Trafford, because that was absolutely unreal. And we know that he's got that in the bag. We can't give him too much space, otherwise he'll just smash it in. So we've got to worry about him.
Okay, Howson?
Did Gaz just say nearly clapped a Liverpool goal?
I very nearly. Well, we were 2-0 up at the time, to be fair. I very nearly. I went like that and then stopped myself.
Lose my number, mate.
I was just like...
I think Liverpool play a very similar style to what we do, which is why I don't really understand a lot of the praise that Klopp's been getting. He's performed worse than Brendan Rodgers has with the same team. When they win, they've only been winning 1-0, and when they lose, they rarely score when they lose. So they're not like having high-scoring games themselves. With all the injuries that they've got, I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to go and really put it on them. They're going to push in a similar way to the way Newcastle did, but probably with a little bit more quality. So we could end up seeing another high-scoring game like we saw last night. It will be a case of who's fit for them. I think it'd be a case of who's fit for us, because like Gaz said, if Schweinsteiger's available and he can play, I didn't pick him because I didn't think he would be available, but if he is available, he's straight into the team, because this is the sort of big game that you would hope a player of his standard thrives on. It's just a case of who can implement their system the best. And who can be clinical, because United have not been clinical this season at all. We're having sometimes more shots than Leicester and scoring nowhere near as many goals. So we up the clinicalness and try and keep it a little bit more professional at the back, and I think we'll be fine.
We made some great chances in that Newcastle game as well, which is always promising.
Yeah, Adam, any thoughts on Liverpool?
I think they've played better in the bigger games, because obviously Jurgen Klopp's still getting to grips with the Premier League. He's got players that aren't that good, but if he can get it right in the defensive areas and they can get the likes of Coutinho and Firmino into dangerous areas, then they will cause us problems. At home as well, we need to silence the crowd. Their famous atmosphere, I know it's not there every single week, but it will be this weekend. So we need to calm that down first, and then if we do that and we silence the crowd, I think we'll be okay. But we've got to keep an eye on the likes of Coutinho, Firmino. I'm not sure on their injury situation. I know they're missing a few players. Daniel Sturridge is always in hospital, and then they've got a few other injuries. So they'll have injuries, we'll have injuries. But the key is that we go there to play football, because if we do that, there'll be a few goals either way, and we can win it.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Adam, what do you think the score will be?
Anthony Marshall's going to break some hearts. 1-0 United.
Okay, Howson?
2-1 United.
Gaz?
2-2.
Be interesting. My heart wants to say...
My mind's telling me no.
Mine is saying 0-0. It's been programmed in their binary code now. Right, we'll leave it there. Guys, let us know your thoughts on Fellaini, Wayne Rooney and everything else, Manchester United, Liverpool. Get in the comments below. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you after.